Hello, hello. Hey, Susan. How is everyone doing on this fine Tuesday evening? We're finally getting some really nice springish weather. Hey, Sue. Hello. Hello, hello. When you pop on, say hi. Let me know who's here. How's everybody doing? Lori, hello. Barbara, how's it going? Everybody getting ready for summer to start up. Hey, Sharon. Stella, hello. Oh, how are you? Welcome, welcome. We're going to give it a minute or two to let people pop on. I always like to get started early because you never know what my iPad's going to do. I always feel like I could get stuck with an update or something. Yeah, it did. And this temperature is just, for me, it's perfect. I like it. It could be a little bit warmer, but it feels like spring, doesn't it? Hi, Lisa. We're going to talk about ink today. As you can see, I've got all kinds of inks out. Going to just show you blending with the various inks. Yeah, I agree, Barbara, it is. Of course, if you wanted to go swimming, you might want it to be a little bit warmer, but I'm not going swimming. Hey, Winifred, hello. Amy, hi. All right, so just a couple of things that are going on in the world of paper crafting and scrappy chic. Don't forget, the store's open for cropping if you guys can make it in for cropping. The fabulous new crop room is just waiting for you. I went in there this afternoon and there wasn't anybody in there, but it could be because the weather's so gorgeous and kids are graduating and all kinds of stuff. Hi, Kelly. We have a class coming up on the 18th. It is the Michigan Explosion Box that we will be making. You can sign up in store or online, and you will leave with a completed explosion box. You'll have the box put together and all the paper put on. And then we'll talk about some different ways that you can decorate it. So that's coming up on the 18th, so get signed up for that if you would like to join us. There are still kits available for the 49 and Market virtual album class that's going on. That's being brought to you by AIR, the brick and mortar group that Renee belongs to for the store. So that album is gorgeous. It's gonna be a fun class. So, and we will be live on Saturday for our bi-weekly, I guess, every other week, live in the store to show you what's new. When I was there today, there were lots of boxes waiting to be checked in, so hopefully all that stuff will be ready for us to show you on Saturday. If you were excited about the Michigan card kit that we showed last time, you'll want to join us on Saturday for something new and fun. Okay, let's talk about ink. I did this just a quick sample to kind of show you. This is a craft tag, and this is just hey Marilyn, this is going to show you how the inks behave on the craft. Now this is the Lawn Fawn ink, so it's a water-based ink. You can certainly see the color and it will react with water. And then this is oxide, and the reason that it shows up so well is because it's more of an opaque ink, so you can really see that on the craft. But I'm going to go through all of these and show you how they work and blend, because I just wasn't sure if everybody knew that you can do background ink blending with all of these inks. Hey Mary, how are you? So we're going to do Archival, we're going to use Lawn Fawn, we're going to use Distress Ink, and we're going to use Distress Oxide. And I am using, this is the Tim Holtz not Distress, it is the Mixed Media Heavy Stock. It's the regular, it's not the white, it's just the regular manila, that's the paper that's in all the album. So I'm going to start with the Lawn Fawn, okay? And I'll just kind of talk a little bit about why I use brushes versus these blending tools. So I use, with the water-based inks that are just the standard inks, which is the Lawn Fawn and the Distress here that's on the table, I use my brushes just because I like the way that they blend. I like how easy it is to use them in stencils and things, and then I'll talk more about the others when we get to those. So I'm just going to do a 2-color blend so you can kind of see how easy it is to work with the Lawn Fawn ink. It doesn't always have to be Distress for a good blend. You can use Lawn Fawn here. So we'll get some ink on here. This Distress Heavy Stock is really great for ink blending. It's nice and smooth. It takes the color nicely. Of course, I'm always so heavy-handed because, well, that's just me. I don't do things quietly or gently. Okay, so I have all of my brushes. I have the Tailored Expressions blending brushes that are all the different colors, and this clearly is the blue, and I use it for all the blues. So what I might do, because this one is a darker than what I'm going to, I might just give it a quick rub on a paper towel to get some of that darker ink off, but I'm going to go in with this brush with the next color too. So yeah, sometimes it's good, Marilyn, sometimes not, right? So this is the lighter color. So I'm using Lawn Fawn's Peacock is the darker one, and Kiddie Pool. So you can see here. And because I'm impatient, I tend to have a heavy hand because I feel like I'm going to get the ink on faster. Hey, Renee. Oops, sorry. So Carolyn, you're asking about the sizes of the brushes. You know, I have all of the different sizes of the brushes, but I tend to use this one when I'm just doing a background because it gives me more, it covers more space. If I were working on a smaller space, I use all the little tiny ones and the flat ones, and I like them all. I've got all of the 49 I'm terrible. Pink and Main blending brushes and all of those other ones, and they all serve a purpose. Those flat brushes I like in some of the bigger stencils, but as you can see with this one, you get a really good blend. Whoops, oh, I'm making a mess. And I like to go back and forth with my colors just so that I have a nice even, I don't want to have a stark line. So you can see here, this is the Lawn Fawn, and that one gives you a really nice background. And now let's move on to Archival. So with Archival, you can do the same kind of blending. Now I like to use this blending tool just because the ink is permanent and waterproof, so it doesn't wash. If I wanted to wash my brush, it wouldn't wash out, but this I can just change the sponge. So I am using some of Wendy Vecchi's colors. It's the Night Sky and Periwinkle. I just did a class recently with these colors. One of her doodle classes with some of her stamps and stencils and die cuts and inks. So all of her stuff. So you can see you are still going to be able to get your color on and get it all blended in with the Archival. It doesn't move around as easily as the water-based inks, in my opinion, but you can still get, if you work at it, a nice smooth blend for your background. All right, and then I'm going to switch to the periwinkle, and I'm going to use the same. Clearly I'm not very particular about, you know, mixing my colors and things. As long as it's a blue, I'm all right with it. So you can see here, I'm going to blend the colors together here so that I don't have a distinct line, and I'm going to go back and forth as well. But you can see, and obviously a larger space takes a few minutes, right? And we're going to go back in with the other color so that we just get a nice smooth blend. Here's what the camera really shows more detail in my swirls than what is really on the paper. Alright, so I'm just working here on this middle section so you can see that you're going to all get a nice smooth blend of your two colors with Archival as well. Welcome to all the people who are just joining us. We are looking at ink blending backgrounds with different inks. So that is Archival. This one is Lawn Fawn. And now we are going to do Distress. So with the regular Distress ink, I go back to my blending brushes. Because we're working with a water-based ink, and I just like the way that blends with the brush. So this is tea dye and walnut stain, and there's no rhyme or reason to the colors I'm using. They're just what was on my desk. I had the tea dye out from the last Jen Shirkus and Shari class that I took. The birthday bash. So Shari used the tea dye, and that just happened to be out on my desk. So, and my walnut stain is always out because I use that one all the time. All right, whoops, geez, I'm making a lot of noise. So right into the walnut stain, and here we go. I need to re-ink this walnut stain. It's been sitting here for a while. But you can see how nicely the Distress blends together. So that is Distress ink with a blending brush. All right, I'm just going to check questions. Has anybody asked me any questions that I haven't been watching? Hey, Frank. I didn't know my brother was on. All right. Now, so that's Distress ink. Now let's use Oxide. And we are going to use Kitsch Flamingo, Love Me Some Pink, and Abandoned Coral. Again, two colors that happen to be on my desk. Now I like to use the blending tool, the Ranger blending tool with the sponges on this because of the pigment in this ink, it tends to goop up your brushes a little bit. So, and it's just a personal preference. because it's got, you know, it's opaque and it has so much color. I feel like my blending brush, after I use the oxides on it, is a little goopy. And yes, that is a technical term. All right, and then I'm going to just mix Abandoned Coral in here. Now this color, because it's a little bit, well, it's a lot more opaque, goes really quickly, which is one of the great things about using the oxide. So that is the the blended background with oxide. Now, I will also show you so you can see as I'm doing it on the craft cardstock, and that's, like I said, because of the pigment ink that's mixed with the dye ink in here, that's why you really can see the color on the craft. So there's the Abandoned Coral. And the Kitsch Flamingo. So see, it's clearly it's different because it's a darker background, but you can still really see the color. Now this is the craft with these two Lawn Fawn colors on it. So this is just a demonstration to kind of show you the different inks and how they blend and what they look like. Does anybody have any questions? Hello, Melissa, Heather, Melody, Lillian, Jody. Hi, Mary, Sherry. Hi, Barbara. Can I answer any questions? And I'm sure, as you know, Scrappy Chic carries all of these inks, the blending brushes, the blending tools. Hey, Danielle, how are you? Thanks for joining us. And all of the things, the papers. Now, you know, when you're blending a background with ink, a heavier paper works a little better. I tried this this paper that's from Wow. It is this smooth white cardstock, which I have done used embossing powders on, and it works really great. But it isn't my favorite for ink blending on it because the ink absorbs really quickly on the edges. So it sucks up all the ink on the edge, and it's harder to get it to get across the paper. So while this is perfect for heat embossing, it isn't my favorite to use with water-based inks for ink blending. So I tend to lean towards the heavier papers like this Distress Media, Mixed Media Heavy Stock, the white, the craft, even the black, because the oxides work really well on the black. The Nana 80 and 110 pound paper works really well. The Photoplay cardstock is really great, nice and smooth and thick for ink blending. So those are some really great papers to do ink blending on also. All right, this demo was a little longer today, went past my 15 minutes because we used 4 different inks, but next time we're going to talk about using water-based inks and putting watermarks. So next Tuesday at 7, we will continue with ink techniques, and I will be showing you those water-based inks using water to make different marks. All right, if there's no questions, I will say have a lovely evening. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see everybody at the store soon. Don't forget to join us on Saturday. We've got a new something to share with you. All right, everybody, have a great Tuesday. Talk to you soon.